First up is a teleprompter or autocue. You probably think a lot of the YouTubers you watch are just really good at coming up with great video dialogue off the top of their heads or remembering their lines. But the reality is a lot of them are using one of these. It's easy to write a script in whatever app you prefer, then copy and paste it into a teleprompter app on your phone or iPad that then sits at the base of the teleprompter. The camera shoots through a piece of glass and reflects the script back to you without being seen by the lens. But this one is quite big and can be a faff to set up when placing the lens inside it and stuff like that. So my favorite is the one that I'm using now, the Parrot Teleprompter 2. It's portable, light, plenty big enough to be read easily, and just slides onto the lens, so it's quick and easy. I love it. The Parrot is about £150 and this one about £60, but I'll put links in the description for everything in this video. This is a more recent addition to my kit and it's already saved me a lot of headaches. So often I have to get up, check focus, check settings and framing and what have you, and doing it on a 7-inch screen right in front of you is a lot easier than having to peek at the 3-inch screen on the camera. It plugs straight into the camera with a HDMI cable and is powered by the really common NPF battery. This monitor by Newer is about £100. I got this £50 second hand. If you want to go more pro, then check out the Range by Small HD. Lighting is one of the easiest ways to make your videos look better. You can have a rubbish camera and good lighting, and you'll get better results than a great camera with rubbish lighting. First of all, if you can't afford a light, then natural light can work wonders. Sit by a window and that can be all you need. I love recommending the setup I use because it's so great but not crazy expensive. The light is the Godox SL60, around £130. It's a 60 watt constant video light that comes with a remote control, so you can change the brightness and it is bright. The softbox I've got on this is a 26-inch Newer, which I love for being more portable and directional than the huge one I had before. This is about £60. If that's a bit out of your budget, then there's all sorts of cheaper combination softbox light units on Amazon that I'll link to below. When it comes to sound, you've got a few options. Here's what I do. I generally have a mic on top of the camera and a lav mic on me underneath my shirt here. This gives me a backup and options in the edit if I need them, especially if I'm outside and it's windy. And it's easy enough to sync up in Final Cut Pro. On top of the camera here, I have a Rode Video Mic Pro. These are about £170, but used by just about everybody. There's a more expensive Pro Plus model, but if you want cheaper, look at the Rode Video Mic Go. For lav mics, I use a Tascam DR10L, which I'm using now. This has a recorder that captures at 2 different volumes, which is really handy in case you find one of them gets too loud. These are around £200. If you want a cheaper solution, then there's the Zoom F2 at around £140, or to do it on a budget, I'd get a Boya BYM1 mic, which I've got a few of, which are only £15 and much better than they deserve to be at that price. Then either connect it straight to the camera, it's quite a long cable, or try and pick up a second-hand Zoom H1 and record to that and then sync it later. If you want arguably the best sound and don't care about a mic being in shot, or perhaps you want people to see the mic for modern authenticity, then go for a mic that I'm loosely referring to as a podcast mic. This Shure MV7 is £200 and connects via USB, whereas the Big Daddy is the iconic Shure SM7B that's almost twice the price and will need an XLR connection and recording device. If you're shooting outdoors or you're shooting wide open indoors with a lot of light and need to reduce the exposure to keep the shutter speed settings correct, then you might benefit from an ND filter. These are invaluable to me when filming outdoors, as they mean I can work a lot quicker and control what's coming into my lens. I use the variable ND by Gobi for years, which is around £30, but I upgraded to the rather expensive Peter McKinnon Polar Pro 2 years ago, and I haven't regretted it. The quality is insane. There's less color casts and no visible crosses that you can get on variable filters. Plus it has notches for each setting and hard stops at either end. These are over £200. If you're not already using a tripod, I'll be surprised, but my favorite is the Manfrotto B3 Advanced, which I'm filming on now, and I got heavily discounted in a sale once upon a time. Nowadays, they're almost £200, but they are light, portable, easy to use and solid. If you don't want to stretch to that, look at the newer model I've put in the description. It's about £40 and many of the people I've worked with have used them for years. What you don't need is a big bugger like this. This is ridiculous. If you're shooting on a budget or just getting started, I 100% encourage you to shoot with whatever you have. A phone is a great start and is easily good enough if your content is good enough. But if you're looking to upgrade to a camera, then look at the Canon M50. It has a great image, shoots in 4K if you need it, and is a fantastic camera. They're around £700. If you want to spend more, I'm a big fan of the Canon EOS RP, which is massively underrated and just over £1,000. And I've made a video about it previously. Link up here or something down there, wherever. A good SD card reader is important. I've used cheap ones before and suffered horrible data loss. I even had a SanDisk dedicated card reader die on me too. These days at my desk, I use a Uni USB hub, which has SD card and micro SD card slots, as well as other connections like HDMI, USB and Ethernet connections. These are around £60. When on the go, I use this, an Anker USB-C card reader, which also has SD card and micro SD card slots, useful for offloading footage from my camera and audio recorder at the same time. This is about £25. When editing, it's important to have a decent, reliable point of reference for your audio. I will edit on headphones most of the time because it gives good sound quality without bothering other people and limiting my distractions. Then when I'm done, I'll triple check and listen back on my MacBook speakers and send a copy to my phone to see how it sounds there. The headphones I use 90% of the time are my Apple AirPods 2, which I'm a massive fan of. So convenient for anyone with more than one Apple device, as they switch automatically and sound great. Plus they have a really low latency, which means I can be confident that the audio edits I'm making are in the right place. If I want more noise cancellation because I'm on the go or in a noise environment, then I'll switch to these, the Soundcore Q30s. These have more of a bottom end, but I know that's not really how it's going to sound to most people when they're listening back, so I have to be aware of that when editing. Also, these do have a little bit more latency than the AirPods, so I try and avoid cutting to beats or other stuff that needs accurate timing while using these. The AirPods are around £169 for the latest third generation, whereas the Soundcore Q30s are about £60. If you've liked this video so far, maybe give it a like, that's helpful. Or if you want some of this gear for a birthday, Christmas or anniversary present, then maybe send it to a loved one, friend or family member for ideas. So on to my caveats, I've got two of them. Firstly is that prices have gone up quite a bit lately. When I looked at the prices for a lot of the things on this list, they were considerably higher than what I paid. Maybe that's Putin, maybe that's Brexit, I don't know. But it might be worth looking around a few places and comparing prices. Secondly, there's an important question to ask yourself, especially if you're just starting out or are early in your YouTube career. Do you really need it? Think through what difference or improvement it will make before spending money you may not be able to afford. If you do decide you should buy it, always look for second-hand options like on Facebook Marketplace or eBay first. That's it. The Amazon links I'll put down below are affiliate links, so if you choose to buy something after clicking a link, I may receive a commission at no extra cost to you. But like I said, shop around and see what works for you. Let me know in the comments if I've missed anything you think is essential for making your content. And if you've got any questions, ask away. Love you, bye.